first lecture, and then after that we will continue back with question and answer regarding our what I call session for our network security course. I will explain about our lab session later on. There are two things that I will explain about our lab and as well as our CCNA online. Because everyone will have to register. I think you familiar with CCNA. We will do the same thing. I will give you the token, and then everyone register, and then I will open the online test according to chapter. Right. So we have 11 chapters, so at least we have 11 online tests. Okay. So if there's no question, I think I will proceed with. Hold on, I don't know how to control this Microsoft Teams. Okay. Okay, can you see my PowerPoint?
Yes.
Okay, can you see my PowerPoint?
Yes.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, what can you see now? Can you see my PowerPoint plus my website?
Modern network security threats.
Only my PowerPoint, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, only your PowerPoint.
Right. As I said, I'm learning how to use Microsoft Teams. Sorry, I'm not sure what I'm sharing. I think it's not that user friendly. I don't know. Okay, maybe. Okay. Okay. Modern network security threat, chapter 1. Our version is version 2.0. If you notice, in our what they call CCNA website, you will notice there are other security courses as well. Cyber ops, cyber ops. So one of the maybe assignment that I'm going to give you today is to differentiate between information security, cyber security, and also network security. What we are learning now is actually network security. So I want you to find, okay, what are the differences between the information security, cyber security, and network security. I will put that in Spectrum, the assignment. So, and then how do you submit? I will discuss later. Last semester I used Google Classroom. Easy for me to monitor when you submit, which student have not submitted yet, and so on. Because I think in Spectrum is difficult. It's not that user friendly yet. I'm not sure about Microsoft Teams because I never use this. So probably we can do the same thing with Microsoft Teams as well. This is what people told me. You can send assignment and then you can collect the assignment. You can see people because as I said, I'm not familiar yet. This is the first time ever I hosting using Microsoft Teams. Okay, modern network security threat. So we are learning actually network security. One of the syllabus inside one of the curriculum in security, CCNA, sorry. Cisco website. Okay, these are the outline, introduction, securing network, network threat, mitigating threat, and final summary. Okay, section 1, secure network. So hopefully by the end of your section 1.1, you will be able to understand these two. Okay, these are all from your curriculum. Later, when you have access to your curriculum, similar thing when you have access to your CCNA before, you have done your network technology. There are curriculum related to whatever I'm presenting now. So the detail will you try to get that the curriculum become basically your references. So our question will be based on this curriculum. So for example, you don't understand about this one, okay, try to go back to the curriculum and then try to take note, okay, what each single slide try to explain. In this slide, I already modified, I put some explanation, but detailed explanation, you have to go back to your curriculum. Okay, for section 1.1, okay, you will describe the current network security landscape and then explain how all types of network need to be protected. Okay, that's the objective. The current state of affair. Okay, you will see this network are target. Okay, so basically our network are routinely under target. Okay? You can see one example here by they call it North Dark Intelligence. Actually, this morning I tried to search back this website, but unfortunately they are down. Let me try again. North Dark Intelligence. North Dark Intelligence. So I will share with you my screen again. Okay, I will share you my. Okay. Okay, you can see my website, yeah. Sorry, my website. My what do you call it?
Yeah, we can see your browser, Doctor.
Browser. So yeah, okay, no website. Okay. Live security threat. Password. Google search. Okay, not dot intelligent. Not dot intelligent. Okay, view. This morning I cannot see it. See, same thing. But anyway, you can go to your Google search and then you can find, because there are many sites that share what they call the live attacks, network attack. So for example, you go and search in Google live view of network attack map, and then you can get several links, many links. So I clicked 2 of these links this morning. You can see, okay, some similar what the NOS you're supposed to see in the NOS Dark Intelligence just now. Yeah, you can. This is the basically live view. You can see how many attacks in one day. 37 attack currently. So this number increasing by one day. I'm not sure how many, but today is already 37 million attack. You can see United States attack Spain, USA attack Philippines. Once a while you can see Malaysia get attacked, Thailand, India, and then sometimes China they attack Malaysia. So far, when I view this, I never see Malaysia attack any attack come from Malaysia. Yeah. So this one you can see, and also as well this one live threat map. This one as well. Singapore, see, these are live view. Okay, this one, there are not as many as this attack because I believe this what I call checkpoint, we call it checkpoint software technologies. They install many sensors, many honeypot sensors, so they can share many they can view many attacks. So this one maybe they have not that many sensor, so you can see only minimum, right? So okay, maybe you can later you browse this website, okay. Okay, can you see now my PowerPoint?
Yes.
Doctor.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, now I think I just share my screen better instead of Windows. Okay, NOS data intelligence, and then the reason for network security. As you know that, okay, from this website, you know that attacks, it's already 30 over million attacks in one day. That one, the number probably will go higher. Okay, as you can see, the number is increasing. Okay, that is the reason why network security is very important. Okay. Beside that, okay, you need to understand, okay, the several terms. For example, threat. Okay, what is the meaning of threat? What is the meaning of vulnerability? What is the meaning of mitigation? And then what is the meaning of risk? And then one of the Cisco website, they share, okay, the current vulnerability. For example, they call it Cisco tools.cisco.com. Tools.cisco.com. And then they share, okay, these are the current attacks the latest attack that all, for example, we as a network security have to be aware of. Network security officially. Okay. And then vectors of network attack. Okay, normally when we think about attack, and then we always think the attack come from outside, right? We always think that, but also very important to be aware that the possible attack also come from the inside. So meaning their own people inside the company itself that perform the types of attacks. Yeah. So that's why if we are what they call dealing with network security, you have to consider both. Obviously, okay, people from outside, they try to attack. You can see from the simulation just now. China attack Malaysia, USA somebody from USA try to attack Malaysia and so on. Okay, so they are what they call external threat. They are also what we call internal threat. Yeah, so we are when we are dealing with network security, then we have to consider both. Don't always think that okay, the attack always come from outside. These are the what they call vectors of network attack. They are from external and also from internal. This is very, very important. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Obviously, okay. What do you want to protect is our data, isn't it? Yeah? You want to protect your data. Once we our data gone. So, just imagine a company like a banking. Yeah? You have CNB, maybe you have Maybank. Yeah. All this company. Okay, they have very important data is their client data. Okay, data with how sum of money transaction they keep, they have. So these are considered very important data for the banking company. Okay? So obviously we want to protect them. Right? Okay, but there's possible. Okay, how the data get leaked? Yeah, maybe through email, unencrypted devices. Normally nowadays you have your USB devices, and then we have so many people now using cloud storage. I think you are very familiar with Dropbox. You are familiar with Google Drive. Even the Microsoft, they have their cloud storage as well. Yeah, once I use Steam, now I can have what I call cloud storage that come with Microsoft Team as well. Beside that, you have removable media. We have hard copy. Yeah, now this maybe not that popular. And then we have improper access control. Yeah? You have easy access to your PC, to your laptop, with simple password, for example. Okay, these are possible. They are the possibilities of data loss from personal point of view, also from a company point of view. Yeah. Okay. And then we go to the second one, the network topology overview. Yeah. The simple view of our campus area network. Yeah. Later we will see our home network. Yeah. This one home network simple topology. Okay. As for the campus area network, you imagine company, big company, maybe like our campus as well. You see Malaya. Okay. We have so many interconnecting devices, also end devices. And we have our own server, we have email. Nowadays, we don't have our email server. Our email server, if you notice, we use Gmail, Google Mail. Okay. So yeah, I cannot see your student face. Okay. So, recording this means. Okay. We have all these possible servers and all interconnecting devices. I think you're familiar with, I think, layer 3 switches, yeah, layer 2 switches, yeah, and then you already configure your host with IP addresses. Yeah. But in network security, we are going to go deeper, how to secure our intermediate devices. Yeah. This is why we learn we call it network security. So especially the interconnecting devices, you are going to before you already configure routing protocol, for example, SPF in network security. In your CCNA, right? But then we go a little bit deeper, how we can secure our routing protocol. Yeah, because that one very important. Yeah, just imagine you have your router. Yeah, it's already interconnected with the OSPF routing protocol. Suddenly, yeah, I can simply bring my device and then make connection to the network and then become part of the OSPF network as well. Yeah? So just imagine the danger of that. Okay, so that's why we can secure our routing protocol as well. So these are all some of the what I call topic they're going to cover inside the network security, right? Okay, on top of that, we are going to look into what they call Asa Firewall as well. You are going to configure Asa Firewall. I will explain further in lab session because we don't have access to we don't have physical access to our lab. So I'll try to give some other alternative. Okay, so that we can have very closely mimic the real device. Okay, that's my intention. Anyway, we are going to use what they call GNS3. Okay, the main focus of our network security will be what they call local area network. Okay, we are going to configure. That's why you are going to configure your router, your switches, okay, all inside our local area network. And then at home, yeah, I believe every single one of you, maybe you are accessing from home. You have your own what they call Soho network. Okay, you have on this part. Can you see my mouse or not? This one.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we can see your mouse.
Yes,
Mouse
sir.
moving. Okay, good. You can see my mouse also good. So we have your wireless router. Yeah. Nowadays, before we have router, we have switches. They are separated devices. Nowadays, router, switches, and wireless what they call router, they are interconnected into one. That's why at home you have modem. Yeah, you are subscribing to time, for example, or maybe Unify. They are given you a modem. That one is considered one devices, and then from that modem connected to your access point. So access point is basically this one, wireless router. They have switches inside. They have the wireless antenna as well. They are considered as a router. Okay, and then normally at home you will have access to your wireless. Yeah, so from here connected, we can connect to the switch. But as I said, you can have different switch, but normally the one that we have at home is already good enough. The current router model, they have at least four port for switch, okay, plus for one connection. Okay, so normally we don't have this layer 2 switch. They are integrated, as I said, integrated inside this wireless router. So this is the basically simple topology of what they call home network. Okay? So where can we protect? Yeah? Where can we protect from attacker? As I said, there are vectors, possible vectors of attack, especially from outside. So we can protect our wireless router, we can protect our switch, as well as we can protect our host. Yeah. So how do we do that? Okay, I think you have installed what called malware detector. Okay, that's part of how we can example of how we can protect our host. And then for wide area network, yeah. So how do you want to protect the data that's traveling? So we are going to implement what we call VPN, virtual private network. These are all public. As you know, public mean once you submit your packet, you have no control over your packet. Okay? So you send and then you expect your packet to arrive at destination. But in between, what happened? People can capture, especially whoever have access to this one connection, they will be able to capture your packet, and then they may give harm to your organization or even to your what they call to personal. They may steal your personal data, or maybe they can steal your what they call the organization data and so on. So the way we can do to protect this is basically what we call to implement VPN. Okay, so we protect our data even though we use public network, but still we can protect our data. Okay? So we will configure this as well, VPN. Or if you, I think most of you familiar with VPN, you can subscribe to VPN. Okay? Normally when you want to hide, especially those who want to watch Netflix from USA, isn't it? Okay? So you subscribe to VPN, and then you will be able to watch Netflix, USA Netflix. Okay? Okay, and then we have data center security. Okay, very important. Normally when most of us, when we think about security, we always think, okay, how I'm going to harden my router, how I'm going to harden my switches, how I'm going to harden my mobile devices, my laptop, my PC, okay, by installing malware detector and so on. But also very, very important, actually, the first line of defense is basically our perimeter, physical security. This is any subject of security you will learn. We will learn about this. Even later when you when you learn cyber security, for example, cyber security, this is also part of the subject, important subject. So you may harden your what I call internal network. You try to give very what I call difficult password, and then you give what I call the routing protocol. You implement password between the router, for routing protocol, for example, but then you don't protect your what I call your office. So people can simply go in and then they steal your router. That's it. That's all. So this is what we call outside perimeter. We have on-premise security officer, fence and gates, continuous video surveillance, security breach alarm. And once people, okay, if this fail, means the intruder already go inside your perimeter. So we can further enhance our security, physical security, through electronic motion detector, security trap, continuous video surveillance, biometric access, and exit sensors. So try to protect, since I said, okay, data is the most important things normally for every single company. So we want to protect, that's considered our asset. So we want to protect our data, then we have to protect through what I call physical, as well as through the what I call the the hardware itself. Okay, nowadays we have what I call cloud and virtual network. We have our VM. I think you're familiar with VM. Virtual what I call machine. You install VMware, Oracle. You can install VM inside your host. But now we are talking about in cloud. So you have VM. You subscribe to VM. Put in data center. So you run your server there through one of the VM. And then different server in different another VM and so on. So this is the trend nowadays. VM, basically VM, people use VM. So there are possible attack what they call hyperjacking, instant on activation, antivirus storm. So I put the explanation here. For example, hyperjacking, people they are what I call hacking the VM hypervisor. Basically, they have access to the controlling software of the VM. One, they manage to do that, meaning they can control all single VM that are installed inside that particular machine. So this is what they call hyperjacking, VM hyperjacking. Beside that, we have what they call the danger of instant on activation. So basically, the VM, sometimes okay, you run your VM and then you switch it off and then you leave that for many long time, and then suddenly after a few months or maybe a few years, and then you activate, switch it on again. So basically between that time, there will be many what I call patch that are supposed to be installed. So once we do that, we brought online. It may have been outdated security policy, and then it's become a danger to your what they call data inside your VM, for example. And then beside that, antivirus storm. I put here explanation here. This happened when all VM they attempt to download antivirus data file at the same time. So become hang and so on. The component of a secure data center, we have secure segmentation. We try to partition. I think you have learned VLAN, isn't it? You know the VLAN. We partition our LAN. Similar concept with data center. We try to segment. So one part get attacked, so probably we can save the other segment. One segment get attacked, possibly we can save the the other segment. And then we have threat defense. We can install, for example, firewall, Asa Firewall just now, and then visibility control. Okay, who can see? Okay, which part of the segment, for example, who can see? Okay, which part of the data? Right. This is part of the component secure data center inside component inside of data center. Okay, and then we have critical MDM, mobile device management. Function for bring your own device. Nowadays there's no boundary. As I said, okay, our network now become boundaryless. You may be part of the organization before. Okay, everything you access is basically inside your local area network. You come to your office, you access your network through the PC inside the office. But now it's different. You can access from home, you can access through your mobile, even you can access through wireless. Once we have our wireless, people don't have to go inside your perimeter in order to access your network. They can just simply sit outside, and then they access your wireless network. Okay. So these are aspects of critical function that need to be enforced to the user. For example, data encryption, PIN enforcement. Actually, they always say every single year, not year, I think 1 year, few times. I think after 6 months or 3 months, I'm not sure. But they will enforce a new PIN. So every time you access your PC, so after some time they will enforce, okay, you must give a new PIN to your PC. That is now part of the policy inside the And then data wipe. For example, somebody steal your handphone or maybe laptop. Okay, we can wipe our data. Right? I think that's the function nowadays available. Possibly somebody steal your handphone or they steal your laptop. And then we can remotely, okay, we say, okay, we want to wipe our data. And then data, this is part also data loss prevention. How do you want to back up your data? Okay, and then jailbreak rule detection. This is, once people can root, or they call it jailbreak your device, for example, especially handphone, meaning they have control of your handphone. Okay. Normally, handphone they protect that. They won't allow you to do the jailbreak. Okay. And then we go to the next section, network threat. These are the objective. Okay, describe evaluation, network security, describe various. I think I have to do quicker. Okay, sorry. Who's hacking our network? Okay, you can see some what I call title, like script kiddies, vulnerability brokers, hacktivists, cyber criminal, state sponsor hackers. There are many more. Black hat, white hat, like this one, and grey hat hackers. There are many terms of hacking hackers that we can find in the internet, or maybe in the network security domain. And then you try to identify, okay, what each of these term means. For example, script kiddies. People who don't know to do script, actually they just run the script. Now it's very easy. You find script and then you run it and then you attack other people network. So you can even watch in YouTube how to hack other people Wi-Fi, how to steal their password. Okay, this kind of thing shared in the YouTube nowadays. So these are called script kiddie. They use tools, and then they can simply run the tools, and then be able to perform simple attacks to your network probably. Yeah. Okay, there are other things. For example, vulnerability brokers. People, this is some like gray hat. Something people like sit in between. Black hat mean the hackers with really bad intention. They want to damage your reputation, probably damage your organization, your network, and so on. Yeah? But white hat is on the other side. White hat, we consider good people. Yeah? Good people who try to find issues with our network or in our security before other people. Meaning they will try to fix the security loopholes before other people find it. That is what we consider white hat. But in between there will be gray hat hackers. One of the example is basically this one, vulnerability brokers. So they perform the attack, but with the intention, okay, I hope, okay, I will let you know, okay, there's some issue with your network. Okay, there's some issue with your security. But before I tell you that, okay, I need you to give me some reward, some price. Okay? So people who sit in between, if you don't give, they may have, they may go towards the black hat hacker. If you give, meaning, okay, they will try to be part of the go towards the white hat. So that is the people who sit in the middle, right? Okay, there are many terms. So I hope you can go to our curriculum and then try to understand. Okay, what are these terms? Okay, what are these terms? And then we have hacker tools. Yeah. Okay, you go to the curriculum. Later, once you have access to the curriculum. Okay, this is actually what I call the slider. You can move the slider. Before 1985. The tools, the attacker tools are very limited, very low in terms of the advancements. Then basically you need very high technical knowledge. But as you move the slider to the here, like this one, they show 2000 up to 2015. Okay? The tools are very sophisticated. Sorry. Okay, then but the technical knowledge, that you need is very limited. That's why now the terms, for example, script kiddies. You don't have sophisticated tools. We have very sophisticated tools, but then the knowledge that we need is very minimum. Yeah. If you know, in Linux, there is called what they call before they call it backtrack. Yeah. You can search that if you never heard about this. But now I think, if I'm not mistaken, 2012 they changed it to Kali Linux. Okay? Kali Linux. They changed to Kali Linux. 2012. Okay. So there is one the tools. They have hundreds of tools. If I'm not mistaken, more than 600 tools that you can use. Simply run the tools in order, or maybe several sequence of tools in order for you to perform the attack. Okay, so that's why I said now. That's why they say now in terms of technical knowledge, we are very minimum, but in terms of the tools, they are now very sophisticated. Yeah. Okay, evaluation of security tools, the testing tools. Yeah, we have password crackers. This one actually they classified the tools. So you go to the Kali Linux, and then you can see they classified into this. Yeah? So password crackers. So there are several tools available, and then wireless hacking. There are several tools available for wireless hacking and so on. These are tools, classified tools, in Kali Linux. Okay, then the category of attack tools. We have network hacking attacks. For example, okay, eavesdropping. You want to listen to traffic. You want to capture. I think in CCNA you learn, okay, don't use a telnet. Besides use SSH, we have to use SSH rather than telnet. Because why? I think you know that, okay, telnet, people who eavesdropping, they can capture the packet and then will be able to reassemble and then able to see the password. So telnet is not basically it's not secure at all, right? Data modification, and then IP address spoofing, you can perform that as well, to spoof the IP address, especially when you want to perform the denial of service attack, DOS attack. We can have password-based attack, denial of service, man in the middle, compromised keys, sniffers. These are some of the what I call attacker tools that are available that we can perform. And then malware, I think I can go this one very quick. I think most of you aware of this. Yeah. Okay, what are the viruses? What are the worms? What are the Trojan horse? I think you heard about this many times before. So I hope you read them. Okay, differentiate between these three. The Trojan horse come from, for example, let's say self-replicating types of malware. Okay, this one actually come from the myth of Greek mythology of Greek. The Greek warrior offer the people of Troy a giant hollow horse as a gift, but actually inside here there are warriors, Greek warriors. Okay? Once the Trojan was asleep, the warriors burst out of the horse and overtook the city. So people are hiding. I think you can watch the movie as well, isn't it? Troy. Watch the Troy movie. The story about this one. Okay. So inside here, the Trojan horse classification, they are all this classification: secure software disabler, remote access, data sending, disruptive, proxy, FTP, and DOS. Okay. And then worm, there's what I call a code red worm. In 2001, okay, infected 658 servers, but within 19 hours, it has infected 300,000 servers. So you can read about this code red worm in 2001. But imagine nowadays our network are much faster, bandwidth are much bigger. The damage will be higher, right? So code red worm infection 19 hours later, you can see initially some minor here and there, but then after 19 hours you can see here we cannot even see Malaysia now. Yeah, it's been attacked by code red worm virus, right? Okay, the component of the virus. Okay, the way the worm work is very clever. Yeah, they will perform the attack and then they will hide for a few minutes, few hours, few days. It depends on how people program that. So that we may thought that now the attack is already done, but actually they are hiding. So these are the cycle of the code red worm propagation. For example, propagate for 19 days. That's why after 19 days you can see almost all countries in the world already get infected. And the only way you not get infected is basically disconnect your server from the network. This is how they did it last time. Okay, this is the first thing they will propagate for 19 days, and then they will perform the denial of service attack for the next 7 days, and then after that they will sleep, stay dormant for few days, and then the cycle will be repeated. This is the way the code worm works. Yeah, all these worms they have similar what I call propagation technique like this. Right? They will attack, they will sleep, and then they will repeat the cycle again. Okay. Okay, the malware, this type of malware, ransomware. I think you have heard about ransomware. People manage to get somehow you click on you install something, and then they have as control to your data. Yeah. So this is actually a real thing happened to one of my close friend. Is the insurance agent, and then one of his PC basically got a ransomware attack. Yeah. And then he didn't even manage to recover because advice from people said, okay, you shouldn't pay people the ransom, because once you pay, they may request more. They say, okay, this is part of the data. If you want more, then you have to pay more. So basically, people will say, okay, we want to discourage this kind of activities, because once you pay, basically you are encouraging them to perform another attack. Okay, this one real because a friend of mine, he sent me the screenshot. Okay, what I'm supposed to do? I say, wow, my God, you get attacked by ransomware. So this one 5 years back, so good. And then beside that, it's spyware. They spy on what you click. For example, adware nowadays sometimes become legal. Once you say something, you will notice that that kinds of advert will always come up. For example, you want to search on let's say laptop. Okay. After that, you'll notice. Okay, always you go to Facebook, you go to Google search. Always there will be advert on site maybe or in between to do with offer from Shopee, maybe from Lazada, or maybe sometimes from Buddha as well. You can see this. Okay, scareware, phishing, rootkit. I hope you try to differentiate all this. This type of malware, common network attacks. Okay, okay. There will be thousands of tools to attack. So if you want to capture these thousands, it's going to be very, very difficult. So how we want to capture them is basically to classify them, to classify the attack, and then we handle every single individual attacks. To classify the attack. And then recognition attacks is basically information gathering. This is similar like a salesman. They knock on the door, okay, and then if there's no response, what does that mean? It means that nobody inside the house. So it's time to break the house, right? Okay, this is similar concept like this. Recognition, basically you are gathering the information. Okay. These are all possible what I call recognition attacks. Recognition attack, initial query of a target, ping sweep of the target network. For example, you ping sweep, you send broadcast ping to your network. And then those who reply means they are alive. Okay. Then now you can focus. Okay, that IP address is alive. Now you can focus on that IP address. Right? And then you find information. Okay, what operating system are running, what version of software they are running, and then you further search. Okay, you know that version, you know, then you can find vulnerability. We'll try to find the weakness of the software. If you are unlucky, you are not patched, you haven't patched your software or your operating system, and then maybe some other people will find it first, right? And then they understand, okay, this types of version, this version can be attacked to these tools, so they may perform that attack before you even manage to perform what they call the do the patching. Okay, these are recognition attack. Basically, try to gather the information, and then once they manage to get the information, the next step will be to have access attack. Okay, so few reasons why hacker use access attack. Basically, to get the data, to gain access to your network, for example, right? To escalate access privilege. They get into your router, and then from there they want to get access to the before maybe become one of the user. Now they try to become one of the admin. Right? So escalate the attack. A few types of access attack, including, for example, password. They attack the password, right? As I said just now, okay, you use telnet. Okay, this is what attack they can use. So basically, they steal your telnet data, your telnet packet, and then they might be able to capture your password. And then we have trust exploitation, port reduction, man in the middle, buffer overflow, IP, MAC, and DHCP spoofing. Okay. Social engineering attack. People may call you. Okay, I'm from the whatever. Nowadays, there's so many scam. They say, okay, you have order something from UK, and then your parcel is in the custom, and we find out that okay, there are drugs inside. Okay, and then you become panic. Yeah? You start become panic, and then they say, okay, we can solve this, but first we want to protect your account. So transfer all your money inside this account. I think so many people nowadays they get scammed. Eh? Even I think almost every week, maybe if you read in the news, every time people get scammed by all these scammers, and then strange enough, all these educated people as well. They are strange, very strange. That's why sometimes I feel I don't know, maybe they are not aware in terms of they never read about this scam, yeah, and then suddenly happen to them. Almost every week you can read in the news, right? And then there are several types of attack. Phishing, spear phishing is more directed. Okay, they want to attack, for example, I can see here Daryl Beckley. Yeah? So they want to attack Daryl. Okay, and then first, okay, they want to know, okay, who are inside this company. Okay, they can see, okay, thousands of the company, and then there is considered phishing attack. Whoever click that, okay, they are potential victim. But in terms of spear phishing, okay, they want to attack. They have targeted attack. As I said, okay, I want to attack Daryl, so all email I directed to Daryl, and then I'm will act as if I know Daryl, for example. Okay, so that kind of attack is considered spear phishing. You are spear. That's what come to this one. Targeted phishing attack tailored for a specific individual or organization. Okay. Okay, you can read them the definition of all this. Yeah? Something for something is very interesting as well. This is when a hacker requests personal information from a party in exchange for something like a free gift. Yeah. So you get something. Before I can give you something, give me something as well. This is what they call it, something for something. Okay, denial of service attack. I think this is the easiest type of attack that we can perform. It's basically when you send unlimited ping. It's basically you are trying. This is one way of what they call attack. Yeah, but sending ping from one PC is not good enough. Yeah, all your server is much faster than your ping can send. Even the bandwidth they can cater. So basically they can handle. If you send only from one single ping, okay, ping, and then your PC have to respond and then to reply the ping. So your bandwidth, they will use the bandwidth, your connection bandwidth, and then your PC will reply. But just imagine this type of attack done by thousands of PC. This is now what we call distributed denial of service. Yeah, so thousands of PC, maybe millions of PC, they are doing the ping to your host. So what will happen to your PC? Basically, all is going to hang, as well as your network, your bandwidth. The bandwidth of your network become very congested because so many packets come inside, and then you have to reply with so many packets as well. Right? This is what we call denial of service. As I said, distributed denial of service will involve thousands of machines. But in order to sequence the attack, we have to perform what we call zombie attack, or they call it botnet attack. Yeah. So hacker build a network of infected machine. A network of infected host is called a botnet. Okay, we may not realize your PC become one of the botnet, part of a botnet. Yeah. The compromised computers are called zombies. Zombies are controlled by a handler system. Now what the controller can do? They just say, okay, attack this machine at this particular time. They just send that message to all these zombies, and then the zombies will start to send ping to that to the same machine. So if you can control 1,000 machines, you can control millions of machines. Okay, we can easily perform the what they call denial of service. Yeah. So zombie computer continue to scan to infect more target. So hacker instruct handler system to make the botnet of zombies carry out the DDoS attack. Right? Okay, how do we mitigate the threat? Okay, these are some of the topics that we're going to cover inside this curriculum. So method and resources to protect the network, for example, collection of domain, and then explain the purpose of the Cisco. Since we are learning Cisco syllabus, so Cisco, we will learn also the solution by Cisco. They call it Cisco Secure Architecture, right? And then describe the technique used to mitigate, and then explain how to secure the 3 functional area of Cisco router and switches. Okay, the next will be defending the network. Okay. Somebody come to my office. Okay. Okay, these are the title. Yeah, the title. You come across all these title when you search in the job street, for example, to do with security, cyber security. Later, I really encourage you. If you manage to pass this network security, maybe you will join cyber security. Part of the syllabus will cover whatever we are learning here, right? So basically, cyber security, network security is what I call, is part of the cyber security, right? And then cyber security is actually part of the information security. Yeah. So basically, we have information security. Part of it is basically cyber security, and then inside the cyber security is actually one of them is actually network security. Okay, to become a good defender of the attack, okay, the company have to have the combination of all this. Okay, so they have chief information officer, and then chief information security officer, and then security operation manager. Right? Maybe there are some title like chief security officer, security manager, and network security engineer. Yeah, it's a good big company actually. Yeah, I think small company you can't afford to have all these people with all this title. Maybe one guy will do all things. Yeah. Okay, so come across. Yeah, we'll come across all this title. Okay, maybe good things if you quickly search and then try to find, okay, what are the job scope. If you ask me, it's very difficult. From my understanding, very difficult to differentiate. Okay, CISO will do this. Security operation manager will do this. Actually, it's difficult. It's very hard to differentiate. So basically, everyone must know, okay, what they are dealing with. Yeah? So that's why this subject is very important. You understand, okay, the attack. You understand how to mitigate the attack. Right? Okay, these are the organization. You can find information about network security, cyber security from all this organization. So they share white paper, latest attack, and so on. So I really encourage you. Okay, search, for example, search, and then you try to find down, read the documentation there. Yeah. Okay, after this, hopefully. Okay, when we talk about security, these are 3 things that okay, we can't run away from discussing of this 3: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. They call it CIA. Yeah. Okay. You already learned this, I believe. You know about confidentiality. Basically, uses encryption to encrypt and hide the data. Okay. So confidentiality. So basically, people who are not allowed to access. Once if they have access, they won't be able to read the data. Okay. Confidentiality, yeah. Confidential, yeah. And then integrity, meaning people who have your data, they won't be able to change it. Yeah? For example, you submit, okay, transmit $1,000 to Ngeng Sen phone, yeah, for example. If I pronounce correctly, yeah, or send 1 million to Zulf Hadi, for example. But then somebody in between, they change, instead of 1 million become 10 million. Yeah? See how damaged, yeah, it can be, right? Okay, and then availability, meaning you want to ensure that all your data, all your network, it can be accessed anytime, anywhere. Is guaranteed by network hardening mechanism and backup system. always available. That's why when we are learning network security, we are expecting 99.9999% uptime. Okay, that is the best what I call uptime that you can have. But of course, later we will understand. Okay, you want to have that uptime. Basically, you are going to what I call pay a lot of money, because we need to have redundancy, backup plan, and so on. So many things. You learn in this thing. You will learn in cyber ops. CCNA cyber ops. One of the things that they cover, right? Domain of network security. These are all important domain. So it says here, if you want to be a good network security people, you need to understand all this domain. Unfortunately, we are not be able to cover all this. Risk assessment, security policy, organization of information security. So all, for example, all company they must have security policy. I'm not sure whether you noticed that also we have security policy. Last time I searched, okay, let me quickly search security policy. Security, I think I searched this morning. I'm not sure here. Okay. You can see this is one of the website. Anonymous Malaysia become big news last time. Okay, so I'll try to search. Actually, I did research this morning. University Malaya. Okay, you see Malaya Network Security Policy. So I want to show you, actually, company very important to have the policy. They must have. Every single company must have the policy. Okay, security policy, data protection, for example, storage security. Okay, the statement. Basically, security policy is simply a statement. So you can read more on ICT security policy. Okay, all members, staff, students, and visitors using the university ICT facilities, including the connection of any device, including your mobile phone, for example, to department or college network connected to the university backbone network, must follow this regulation. So you can click all these subtopics. Okay, maybe one of them is, okay, let's go to this one, network. Wireless communication policy. Okay, they put here, okay, and actually I never read this, by this guy on the 2015. Oh, okay, quite some time actually. Revision history. Now is the 6th revision. August 2015, 6th revision. Okay, the purpose, they explain their purpose, the scope. They explain the explanation about, okay, what you need to do. Okay, no access point is allowed to be installed without approval or form from PTM. All access point provided by PTM must be registered within the PTM hardware inventory. Access point must be located at reasonable location. Okay, these are all policy is basically written. These are all written. But then the most important thing is basically who is going to enforce that. That is the most important thing. For example, just now, at the beginning I mentioned, okay, every, I don't know, maybe 6 months, every 1 year, you have, I think if I know second 6 months, you have to change the pin that you log inside to your PC. So this morning, because already PKP for quite some time, MCO for quite some time, I didn't come to the office, I didn't switch on my laptop, my PC, and suddenly this morning they asked me, okay, please change your pin. That one is basically one of the policy. I believe when you find one of the policy, you can see that as well. Okay, that is to do with the policy. And then we have asset management, human resource security. Okay, these are all domain. I cannot go into detail or single one of these. But for you, if you want to become a good cyber security operation manager, for example, so you need to know, basically understand all of this. Okay, and then the policy, as I mentioned, Okay. First, we need to understand, okay, what are considered asset to our company. Then we build the policy to protect that particular asset, for example, right? So that you have first, the most important thing is basically to define, okay, what are considered asset, okay, what happen if this asset get compromised or stolen or damaged, then you have to state, okay, this type of policy in order to protect that. Okay, the objective, what do you have the others one? Okay, and then what process, data or information system are critical for you, for your company? What will stop your company or organization from doing business or fulfilling mission? Right? Okay, we have to define that in the security policy. Then only you know, okay, what you need to protect. Okay, if the asset is very valuable, then you have to give more protection to that particular data. Right? If not, okay, and then we don't have to consider too much. You don't have to spend too much money on that, right? And then, as I said, okay, you're going to learn about Cisco Secure Architecture. Okay, the concept is basic. Okay, you know the security artichoke. Yeah, we need to protect in depth. Yeah, because people will try to attack your network or your data. They have to peel one by one. If you know the artichoke, I never know about this one. Actually, this is not popular in Malaysia. I never eat this. I'm not sure about you. We have 77 students here. I'm not sure any one of you have eaten this. So the way you can go inside go inside is basically to peel the what they call it what they peel the leaf, the leaf outside. In order for you to go inside to get the real I don't know what you call it for you to eat, right? So the similar concept apply in security. In order for them to go inside, they have to overcome one by one the security aspect of whatever you implemented. So this is the similar analogy with what they call artichoke of attack. Evolution of network security. So now in 1990s, network security became an integral part of everyday operation. Tool and device emerged that were dedicated to a particular network security function. So before, everything inside, everything inside. So you can easily protect your network. So you can protect your host because they are connected through your inside network. You can protect your server by implementing firewall, by implementing before IPS, they call it IDS, intrusion detection system, then intrusion prevention system. Detection means just detect, and then they send alarm to the security manager. Right? Protection means they detect, they send alarm, at the same time they block the potential attack. Right? That's why they call it IPS, intrusion prevention system. Okay, so we have IDS, we have IPS. Okay? Nowadays we normally IPS. Okay, in 1990s, is basically what they want to say is easy to protect your network. You are protecting whatever device inside your physical network. Okay, nowadays it's not because people can access their office from home. Okay? Bring your own device. You can access through your mobile phone. Right? You can access through other means. There's nowadays this real solution is basically no more like this one. Is going to be something like this. They call it for Cisco. They call it Cisco Secure Act. You are protecting your email and web. Because nowadays email and web is not always inside the company. You are securing your mobile. You have your laptop, you have mobile device. You are securing access to, from inside and from outside. Okay, and then there are solution to the secure data center and virtualization, and then they have server, edge, and branch solution. So basically, a company like Cisco, they try to this is what the company wants. Nowadays, this is how the company operate. okay, they will give solution to all this, right? As I said, okay, nowadays bring your own device become very, very popular. It's no longer like this. Everything inside the network, the physical network. But now, okay, people can carry mobile. They can access from outside to the company. So this has to be protected as well. Okay, security technology. This one, the Cisco Secure Act, they have this component. Okay, you can read them. This is more like Cisco solution. They have scanning engine, they have delivery mechanism, SIO, policy management console, next generation endpoint. Okay, these are all solutions that come with Secure Act security. So the detail, I hope, okay, you go and then you try to understand the solution given by Cisco. And then we have centralized contact aware network scanning element, because they say the reason is basically here, scanning element use policy to enforce security can be deployed. Contact aware scanning element is a network security device that examines packet on the wire, but also looks at external information to understand the full context of the zone. Actually, this one is basically to simplify. Actually, they tried the secure architecture can significantly improve business efficiency. However, that flexibility creates complexity for the IT infrastructure and any effort to keep the infrastructure secure. So contact aware try to simplify the policy basically, implemented by the Secure Act. Okay, this is how nowadays our security works. It's no longer like protecting your network. Okay, you implement Asa Firewall, you harden your router, you harden your switches, okay, this thing can be done in 1990s, but now it's no longer. Okay, what this try to explain, there will be a centralized, what I call global intelligence. This is a solution by Cisco. You can find other solution as well. Cisco, they call it SIO, Global Intelligence. This is where the researcher, analyst, developer, they sit, SIO. And then they will have partners that will install sensors, understand the attack. For example, just now, if you see the Star Wars-like simulation just now at the beginning, okay, they have sensors everywhere they install, and then they can capture attacks, and then they can understand, okay, what types of attack, the attack come from where, and so on. If there's a new attack, okay, what happens if there is a new attack? Okay, people inside here, the researcher, for example, the analysts, and then developer, they can implement the patch. Right? They quickly implement the patch, and then the patch can be distributed to all the participants' sensor. Okay, for example, okay, you buy a Cisco. That's why you need license. Actually, later you will learn. You implement SA, you need license for that. It's not like you buy a device and then you can use. They sell the device, but at the same time they sell you license. Actually, the license is the one that's more expensive as compared to the device itself. So yearly license. So yearly license you have to pay in order for you to have these features. Okay, once you have SA, okay, you will have basic license. If you want advanced license, for example, okay, the number of VPN depend on the license that you have. I can't remember now. Later when we go to that particular chapter, then we come back to that. Yeah. Okay. Basic license, we have limited VPN capability. If you want to buy extra VPN capability, you need to pay more. This is now the business model works. Most, I believe they are all doing the same thing. All this company they will do. It's not only Cisco. Okay, as I said, okay, now, okay, they find a new attack. Okay, what the researcher can do, they can, okay, quickly develop a new patch, and then that patch will be what I call sent to the participants, or these participating devices. We have Asa Firewall just now. We have email server, web server, intrusion prevention system device. Yeah? All this will get updated. Yeah? So we won't just like simply wait for the attack to come to us. Now, okay, the attack happened somewhere else. Now we already have the patch before the attack come to us. Yeah? So that's why this concept is now basically okay. All the company, they have to have this. You cannot employ few network security officer and then you ask them to protect on their own. Right? Now it's not like that, because protection has to be done 24 hours. Just imagine. And then the attack has always come, new attack, zero, they call it 0 day attack, will always come every day. 0 day attack, new types of attack. So if you are working individually as a network officer, then they expect, the company expect you to basically protect your network, then basically you will going to die. You're going to mati lah basically. So that's why, okay, you have a solution like Cisco. You pay license to this. So any new attacks will be updated. It's like you have Windows, isn't it? You have Windows, you notice, okay, and then after some time, okay, there's a security update. Okay, you just click, okay, please update. Sometimes nowadays they force you to update. Okay. This will be updated. I want to update, but if you click later, okay, they will say later. But you cannot avoid that. You have to update to give patch to your Windows system. So the similar concept, like this one, similar things. Okay, this is what we call defend with intelligence. So everything have to cooperate. Everything blacklist and reputation. They'll put it. This spam prep, honeypot, and crawlers. They install in some location. That's why we see this just now. Star Wars attacking China, attack Russia, USA attack China, Russia attack USA. So how they manage to capture that? Because they have sensor. They have honeypot. They implement honeypot that attract people to attack their honeypot. Okay, and then from there, okay, this sensor will classify. Okay, these are malware attack or some DOS attack and so on. They can classify them. Okay, so they have this what they call modules, and then integrated into security intelligence operation. Okay, and then they will, every single one will cooperate basically. SMTP connection, is it valid? Okay, how do you know it's valid SMTP connection? It's actually from the data that they get from here, for example. Maybe from the signature, bad or unwanted content, for example here. These are all from, maybe from the signature, can be from blacklist and reputation. There are some site nowadays, they list that as blacklist. They make them as, because there are so many malware installed. You go to their website, you will notice that, okay, they give you advert. Okay, you tend to click that maybe by mistake. You try to download something, okay, they give you some other download link, and then you start to click download, you run it, and then at the end you will get what they call malware will go inside your system. So there will be some site they are considered blacklist. So just imagine the SA will block that website. You cannot go to that website, even though if you request DNS server, DNS server will block. They say, okay, this is not a this is a dangerous website, so we shouldn't allow the traffic to go to that website. Okay, this is what they call security intelligence operation. This is how the thing works. Mitigating common network threat. Okay, the best practice is to develop written process policy to educate employees about the risks of social engineering. I think we have to educate our people in Malaysia. So many, we read so many people get what we call Macau scam, and then there are always every single week there are still people who get cheated by Macau scam. And then control physical access, use strong password and change them often. Encrypt the password sensitive data. These are all things that we can do to defend our network. Okay, and then we install antivirus. And then what happened when the your PC get attacked, for example, we can contain, we can quarantine. Okay, this is how they do it. Quarantine and then give treatment. Okay, this one have no issue, right? And then recognition attack, how to mitigate that? Encryption, anti-sniffer tools, implement a switch infrastructure, use a firewall, IPS. It's a possible solution to this attack. Mitigate asset attack, strong password. Later we will learn about strong password as well. You can search in the internet. Okay, the most common password. It's quite surprised. People use common password. 1 2 3 4 5 6 9 9 9 9 9 9. I'm not sure whether you guys do that. Okay, we have this ASA firewall. If we have access to our lab, you will be able to hold this one, not the bigger one. Bigger one we don't have that in our lab. We have this only small one. This is quite expensive. I can't remember now, but these are things that we can afford to buy. And then it's good enough for our curriculum. Later, when you have chance to become one of the maybe cyber security officer, you may come across all these advanced devices. Not only from Cisco. Always remember that. Okay, network foundation. Okay, the way now we view our device is basically we see them into what I call planes. Control plane, management plane, and data plane. Okay, by looking, we separate into these responsibilities. Now we can what I call protect our management plane. We can protect our control plane independently. We can protect our data plane independently. And then understand, okay, what types of information are inside the control plane, and then where we can now design what I call security for that particular plane. Later you will know about what I call SDN, software defined network. Maybe you take note of this SDN. And then this actually this view is basically become very popular in SDN. They call it software defined network. So we separate the control plane, management plane, and data plane. Right? So the control plane now can be controlled centrally. We can write program to control our control plane. That's why the term software defined network. With application programmer like you write a program to control our switches, to control our data. So meaning you are writing some control aspect for the data plane. Whatever you control, then will be forwarded to data plane. Data plane will simply implement. For example, you can simply click, okay, switch off the internet connection. So the application, switch off the internet connection. Just click send. So all the participating routers or switches, they receive the command, and then automatically they will update their data plane information, and then quickly they will switch off all the incoming packet, for example, or outgoing packet, for example. Or maybe they say, okay, we don't want to allow packet from this network to come to this network. So any packet, it's similar like your ACL. I think you have implemented ACL in your curriculum. So something like that. Okay, we can say, okay, all this type of packet shouldn't go to this network, from this network to this network. So we can simply send a command, and then all the devices that receive the command will implement that. Okay, so securing the control plane. So routing protocol, we implement what we can auto secure. Later you implement this in your lab exercise. We can authenticate our routing protocol. We can implement what we call control plane policing, a Cisco iOS feature that is designed to allow user to control the flow of traffic that is handled by the route processor of a network device. This is only for Cisco iOS, right? So. And then we have management. We can control, secure our management plane, right? We can control our data plane by implementing what we call ACL, anti-spoofing, layer 2 port security, DHCP snooping, ARP inspection, DAI, dynamic ARP inspection. I think you have done this. You have implemented this in your CCNA, if I'm not mistaken. So these are for data plane, how we can secure our data plane. Okay, I think that is all for chapter 1. This is basically the introduction. Introduction to our what they call syllabus. So we are going into some more details later in the next few weeks. Okay. Any question so far? Everyone sleep already, I think next time you should prepare a coffee, some coffee. Okay, you can have some coffee. I think especially during this time, actually, sleeping time. It's very sleepy. Okay, I will highlight this again. Okay, these are all your carry mark. 50% of your carry mark. This is what I'm suggesting. Total 50%, and then another 50% come from your final exam. Since we know that we may be online until the end of the semester, unless there's new news saying that you can come back to the university. If not, then we will assume that we are going to have online. So another 50% will come from your online test as well. Last semester, I have to divide that into two. One is another packet tracer test. The other one is Cisco. The other one is basically the online test. Okay, so another 50%. For the carry marks, 50%. These are the distribution of the marks. Okay, these are all the. Okay, for your lab exercise, I have Google Classroom. Now I have tried, as I said, I'm experimenting using Microsoft Teams. So maybe we can submit through Microsoft Teams, or maybe we can also submit through the Google Classroom. I'm very familiar with Google Classroom. I'm so comfortable. So that's why actually initially I'm reluctant to change to Microsoft Teams. But since so many people say, "Oh, very good! Whatever you do in Google Classroom, you can also do in Microsoft Meet. Many that you can do in Microsoft Meeting, you cannot do in Google Classroom." So I assume, okay, this must be very, very good. So actually today I'm struggling to start my what I call Google Meet. Sorry, not Google Meet. My Microsoft Team. Okay. So I'm not sure what you see when I share. Okay, and then session online. I will update the spectrum. I will update the spectrum with the token. Right. Once everyone inside, then I think by next week I should start the online. Open the online because online will be part of your carry marks online exam. 5%. Is it good enough? 5%. Maybe you can switch on your mic now, everyone.
Okay.
It's a lot, but I think since now you can easily find the answer, isn't it? Okay, I don't mind you find answer as long as you are adult enough. You are already adult. If you want to learn, basically you have to struggle. There are many ways to learn. You can learn from answer, or you can read and then find the answer. Right? So either way, it's basically still learning. But if you simply find answer without learning, then I think disadvantage will be on you. You may get A at the end, but then you go outside, you will not be able to implement good. You will not be able to become a good network security officer. So especially this online, I cannot control you. You come, you log in, you go out also I cannot. Basically, all this thing now online, you can read them online. There's so many resources for you to read. Yeah, but for the whatever test that I'm going to give you, basically it all come from the curriculum. Yeah, I'm not going to test you beyond this, because whatever we have in curriculum, I think is very huge enough. Yeah, it's good enough for us to understand the network security especially. Okay, and then for your lab exercise, since we have no access to the lab, and then the previous student, I asked them to implement the lab using GNS3. Okay. Anyone have heard of GNS3? Maybe I can quickly type the GNS3. Okay, maybe click. Now I cannot see my button here. See, oh, I don't know. Hang, it seems hang. One of my teams hang. Windows, eh? No, I cannot even switch off this. Oh, can you still hear me?
Oh, yes.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, good. Okay, GNS3. Anyone familiar with GNS3? I believe some students last semester when I teach them, some of them say, okay, I already use GNS3.
I use it in advanced.
Yeah.
I use it in advanced network with.
Advanced network. Yes, you learn the advanced network with Dr. Ling. This time with who?
This time is Dr. Ang and Dr. Badru.
Okay, they are going to teach you GNS3 as well, yeah?
Not sure. The class is tomorrow, Doctor.
Oh, okay. Okay, I know last time Dr. Ling, they teach students using GNS3. But as for my class, I will teach you GNS3 as well. So what I hope, basically, you try to install GNS3, and then maybe during our lab exercise, session this Wednesday, if you have any question regarding GNS3, you can ask me, right? So this is going to be very useful, right? GNS3, you can compare. Later, I want you to compare. Okay, what is the difference between GNS3 and packet tracer? Because that will be the first question student will ask. Okay, what is the difference? Since we have already packet tracer, then why we need GNS3? Yeah. Okay, you install first, you play with it. There are so many videos that will teach you how to use GNS3. So please explore first. Wednesday, if there is a need, then I will try to help you, right? Okay, so all the lab exercise, you have to implement them using GNS3, including the ASA device. There are some limitation. Yeah, we have some limitation with the GNS3 using especially using ASA. But we try to overcome that. Yeah? We try to overcome that, and then we try to implement the best possible solution that we can give. If cannot, then there's nothing we can do, right? Because especially ASA, there are some limitation. But for routers, for switches, for layer 3 devices, nowadays we can implement them using GNS3. Right? So any other question? Any question you? Yeah.
So, sir, for the GNS3, do you need to install the GNS3 VM too?
Yes. I really advise that unless you are running Linux. If you are running Windows, you have to actually it's good to install VM. But then if you don't install, there are some what I call module you can run using in Windows machine. So we need to have VM. Yeah, you need to have VM in order for you to run, for example, layer 3 devices. Yeah, they call it iOS X, something like that. Yeah? I haven't touched GNS3 for quite some time as well because I didn't teach last semester. So anyway, I can recap again, and then I will, if any issue, I will try to solve for you. Okay, any other question?
Sorry,
Okay, where do you submit your what you call assignment? Yeah, packet tracer assignment, and then your lab assignment. So everything you submit through. That's why I'm still struggling to understand how I can implement with Microsoft Teams. I already have the JNS what you call classroom ready for you to submit, but I thought maybe I want to try with Microsoft Teams first. Yeah. If not, then you have three things you need to do. You have to go to our Spectrum, you need to go to our Microsoft Teams, you need to go to the Google Classroom. So I hope that you need to go to the Spectrum and then Microsoft Teams only. Understand?
Yes, Doctor.
Because easier for me, yeah? Because there are too many students, and then I need to collect your assignment. By running this through Google Classroom, for example, last time I can see when you submit. If I can even put what they call timeline, yeah? The due date, I can put due date when you need to submit that. If you try to submit beyond due date, then they will give you I can see clearly. Yeah. Who submitted after the due. Yeah? So I hope Microsoft Teams can do that. Yeah? That's why as I said, I'm struggling to learn Microsoft Teams. Okay, any other question? Ada soalan lagi?
Doctor, can you hear me?
Yeah, you okay?
About someone's question there, how many members for the group assignment?
Okay, the last time five maximum.
Five maximum.
Five maximum.
So it's about the week 14 like that, right? For the group assignment.
Sorry?
It's about near the week 14, right? The group assignment.
The submission, yes. Most submission last semester, okay, I put all submission in week 14. I think there are disadvantage on that, because some student they will do everything in week 14. Some for some student they will do. I think it's not good. So I'm not sure whether I should stick on that, because I thought I want to give you more time. Basically, you can start now, slowly you build up until week 14. But some student week 14 only they start doing everything, and then they don't have time. Only some. So I hope I have 70 over student. I hope it's not happen to you guys. I really hope you really do all your assignments slowly. Basically every week try to do some little bit by little by little, rather than you keep everything in. Let's say you have to submit in week 14, everything in week 14.
So this assignment will be started after the mid-sem break.
Sorry?
This assignment will start after the mid-sem break.
Maybe by week 2, week 3, we can decide the title. The title of the assignment, and then you can up to your group. If you want to get good marks, you give a good assignment. Basically, you have to start earlier.
Oh, the title is based on ourselves,
okay. Last time, yes, but okay, you can propose, but I try to find some other some topic as well, right?
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
If I think your title is very interesting, all title must be related to network security. Yeah. Anything about network security, advancement, especially advancement of network security, something that we are not able to cover inside our syllabus. So basically, we try to gain some new knowledge. That's why my hope for the assignment.
The assignment is some kind of research, or
more or less, yeah, more or less involved research. That's why I can see, when I read your assignment, I know that okay, how much effort you put on the assignment. Yeah, you get from internet. Also, I can see clearly. But if there's some research involved, also I can see clearly in the assignment. that's basically will differentiate whether you get good marks or not so good marks here. Anyway, your group assignment 5%, so very difficult for me. So I try to give pass basically 3% if I want to give pass. Yeah, top 5%. So normally I will compare. Okay, there are maybe how many group? If 5 in one group, how many? If 70, 80 student, how many group? 16. Yeah, 16 group. Okay, 16. Is it 16 group?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, 16 group. So I will compare between the group assignment. The one that I think is very good enough will get the most mark. The rest will be maybe at par, maybe 5, 3, 4, depend. Okay, especially during this online, I think most of you will score because this is most like open book. All tests like open book. I don't want to, because I just cannot control. I say, okay, you cannot open the book. How am I going to control that? You cannot cheat. You cannot discuss. I don't think I can control that. So I have to give you an assignment so that you have to put some effort to get some marks. Yeah, to get marks. Okay. Any other question?
Hello, Doctor. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes.
Do we have tutorial class for the first week?
Tutorial, yes. We already started this coming Wednesday.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Doctor.
You compulsory for you to have at least 1 hour. Again, as I said earlier, I cannot control you. Log in, you log in and then you go out. So also I cannot control. Yeah? But I really hope that you try to do all the packet tracer exercise, the assignment during that 1 hour, right? At least you learn something, within that hour. They try to target something. Yeah? If you, as I said, I cannot control you. You can log in and then you go out. Also, I cannot control. But very important, please sign your attendance. Okay. Always the first thing you come to the class. Okay, go to the spectrum, log into the attendance. Okay. So that one is very important because at the end, I need to submit your attendance as well. Eh? I think nowadays, I don't know whether there's some requirement for you to attend how many percent of class. I don't think so nowadays, isn't it? But officially, if you are having a scholarship, then later you will need some proof that, okay, you attend all the classes. I always receive that. From office, okay, please verify the attendance of this student. Please verify the attendance of this student. Always. So especially if you are a scholar, holder, then attendance very, very important. So you make sure you click that, because I have to be honest. If I don't see you, if your attendance is only 50%, I will say 50%. If 100%, I will say 100%. If your scholarship is pharma, pharma scholarship, anyone?
Father, mother.
Father pandai. Father and mother. Okay, that one I cannot control. But just think of your, you are spending your father and mother money. It's not easy nowadays to get money, isn't it? Alif Imran, yeah. Maybe next time I hope I can see your face. All the faces. Nowadays I can see only icon. Okay, so no question. We will meet again Wednesday. But that time I hope everyone already installed JNS3. At least you install JNS3, you play with it, you try to watch some videos about JNS3. And then if you have any question, then only, okay, easy for me to answer. Don't ask me, okay, how to install JNS3, how to install VM machine. Okay, you have to get that prepared, and then try to install the image, the real image. iOS image, for example, and then try to run the device. At least you can do that. Okay. Once I use GNS3, I think I don't want to use packet tracer. But packet tracer is convenient for CCNA. Okay. You go beyond, you need CCNA, CCNP, for example, CCIE, you need GNS3. But you plan to use to learn CCNA security, good enough. Okay. GNS3 actually good enough for all our exercises. Okay. Okay, so if there's no question, I will see you again on Wednesday. Our class start on what time? Wednesday? Wednesday 12 p.m. Yeah, 12 to 2. So I will be online 12 to 2. Okay. For you, you can 1 hour at least minimum, right? Okay. I'll see you again if there's nothing else. So we stop up till now, till here. Then I'll see you again next Wednesday, right? This coming Wednesday. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
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 Yes.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Right. Same.